These are my top 15 mauve tone lipsticks. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today we're going to be chatting about my top 15 mauve tone lipsticks, which I'm going to be swatching out for you on my arm so you can have some recommendations if you're looking for something that's mauve tone. Now, mauve tone can be many different things, I'm well aware. Some of them can be a little bit more warm toned, some of them can be a little bit more cool toned, and today I'm really going to show you a mixed bag of a little bit of everything. There are going to be warmer toned options here, but also some cooler toned options across different price ranges and like different formulas and stuff. So if you want something very glossy, I have some recommendations there, but also if you want something a bit more matte or very staining, then all of those options are going to be here today. So I do want to address the fact that I'm coming to you from my couch and not my office setting. Very often when I do lipstick related videos, I also try to show you those on my face, but I've decided to go makeup free for an entire week to see if it will help me with any of my symptoms. If you don't know, I had a bit of a health scare a couple of weeks ago and it came back up earlier this week, so I had to go to the emergency room again. There are still some tests pending. Nobody really knows yet what's going on. It's even a question mark to see if they can even figure out what's wrong with me. It's just that certain things aren't going very well. On paper, I'm apparently super healthy and they can't find anything in my blood work or like any of the first run-of-the-mill tests that they're doing to really help figure out what's going on. But I feel terrible, and then I got a cold on top of it, so if I sound very nasally, that's why. But yeah, I have also been told to just live my life and try to do as much of what I normally would do, so that's why I did want to come on here and film some videos for you guys, and that might mean that for the rest of the month, I'm going makeup free as we're trying to figure things out of what's going on. I don't know yet how it's going to pan out, but I do want to film this video for you guys. So let's get to these lipsticks. Shall we start with the high-end things first? Because I have 3 high-end lipsticks for you, or at least things that are a slightly higher price point. Then I think we'll do Drugstore, which surprisingly is where I have the most recommendations for you guys. Then we'll do MAC, because that's a category in its own. And then we'll do some glosses and a lip stain. So we'll get to those when we get there. First things first is a lipstick that's currently in my Shop My Stash. I'm trying to pan this lipstick and use it up completely. It's by Glossier. It's in the shade Pony. I really like it. It's one of their Ultra Lips, and this is actually a formula that I enjoy better from them than their Ultra Lip. This is a little bit creamier. I do think they are discontinuing these. When I went to London, however, a couple of weeks ago, they may just be closing the store. I'm not sure if this product is actually gone, but all of the makeup seemed to be on sale. They really were just only promoting their skincare and their fragrance, but all of the makeup was on discount, so I'm thinking Glossier might be moving in a completely different direction. But yeah, this one is, if you look down the tube, about halfway done. So I think that's doable. If I can start wearing makeup again, which hopefully from Monday onwards I can do again, it should be fine. This is a very sheer, like balmy type of lipstick, so I can just throw this on and be out the door. Here's what the shade looks like. It's not as dark and brown, I feel, on the lips as it looks like in the tube, but this does have quite a bit of warmth to it, so if you're looking for a very cool tone mauve, this is probably not the best option for you, but I really enjoy this formula. It's very balmy, easy to wear. You can just throw this on without a mirror and be done. Another great option is the Fenty Beauty. This is the Gloss Bomb Stick in the shade Fussy. Fussy is a shade that they've done in a number of their ranges. This is, again, a little bit more of a brown tone. I don't wear this as often as the Pony one, but I feel they are very similar formula, so once Pony is gone, I may just have to move on to this lipstick. So here is what Fussy looks like on the back of my hand. It's a little bit more peachy, I would say, compared to the Glossier one. Pony has a touch more pink to it, I would say. And of course, Fussy does have a bit of glitter in there. So if that's something you don't enjoy, you may want to skip that one. And if I sound out of breath, it's because I remembered that I still have this one. I was like, no, this has to be featured. This is Mallow, I believe, from the Loveshine lipsticks from YSL. It's the shade number 203. YSL doesn't put the names of the lipsticks on the actual lipstick itself, only on the packaging. But I believe the shade name is called Mallow. And this is a bit of a darker, more plummy mauve, you could say. So this is a little bit more cool toned compared to the other options here. So here's the YSL. Again, that very balmy sort of thing. That's really what I've been loving from high-end brands lately. But I also have a lipstick here from Eldridge. This is from the refillable range, the Rouge Experience, so you don't have to buy this compact. You can also just buy the refill, and then it comes with a little cap. So you can actually just click this out. I actually figured out you can just take them out really easily. And then the spare ones come with a little cap. I believe this is shade Romy, and there's also shade Medici, which is a deeper tone, but I only took Romy up here. It's still quite peachy, but it's as mauve tone as it gets when it comes to Lisa Eldridge, and we all know I love a Lisa Eldridge lipstick. But you can see that that's a little bit more of a creamy formula. It's actually quite similar to the YSL, now that I look at it. This is a bit more pinky purple, and this is a bit ever so slightly more peach toned, but they are still really good mauve tones. So, liking those. And that brings me to all of the lovely drugstore things, especially Kiko is a very major reason why there are so many good mauve tones at the drugstore, because they just do so many things. I also have their competitor Wycon. This is their matte icon lipstick in shade 07 Mauve. This is again a warmer tone mauve. It's also a little bit deeper, but it's really, really beautiful. I have the matching lip liner for this, and it's an amazing shade. This is really pretty in the fall time. Because of that depth that it just has a really nice array of just what works really well in the fall time. With that lip liner and a nice smoky eye, it's a really good basic to have. Before we get to the Kiko bits, I want to show you my 2 picks from Revlon. I have 2 that to me fall into that mauve category. My favorite, we all know, we need to thank Lorraine for recommending this to me. This is in Laidback Lilac, and from the moment I've bought this, it was like my go-to lipstick all of a sudden. Let me put that one down here. Start a new range. So here's Laidback Lilac. The name suggests that it's a lilac, but if you compare it to the shades that I've got going on here, this is a really pretty, like, mauvey toned. It's got a little bit of warmth, but on me, it actually has enough of the purple that it looks like a cool tone. But I do know from Lorraine's comments as well that on her, it looks a lot warmer toned. If you're very cool, this is not going to look as cool toned on you for sure. I know that much. But on me, it's that perfect, like, my lips but better kind of thing. I really enjoy Laidback Lilac. It became an instant favorite. And there's a reason why you can see a little bit of a dent in that lipstick, because even though I've only had it for about a year, it's been my go-to. But another one that Revlon does that I really enjoy, and I was enjoying it a lot before I got Laidback Lilac, is Sassy Mauve. This is really pretty too. It's just a little bit more of a rosy vibe compared to Laidback Lilac. So you can see the plum in here, and you can see the pink in that one. So depending on what you prefer, but I do feel that both of them still fall in that mauve sort of category. And now that you compare like all of these shades to the first two, like the first two look possibly like peach compared to everything else, but those are also mauve tones for sure. They are just more warm tone mauves. One of the best cool tone mauves on the planet till this day. I will die on that hill if you haven't heard of this lipstick before. It's Kiko's Velvet Passion in 213. It's just called Mauve, I believe, and they still do this. They haven't discontinued it, and this is going to look blue compared to everything else because it is that cool toned. Like, to some people, this is not going to be a mauve. To people with a warm undertone, this is going to look like a Barbie pink. But if you are very cool toned, check out Kiko's 213 Velvet Passion lipstick. This is going to be your jam. Look at how much purpley blue that has. It even has a touch of gray compared to everything else that we've got going on. And if you do want to see me do some swatches, I did an entire array of like more interesting lip colors in May, where I swatched out all of these new in lipsticks from like Hintor and stuff. And there were some really interesting gray leaning mauves in there. So watch that video. I'll make sure to link it in the description box down below as well. But I was like, those are all like very like, I wouldn't call them not safe for work kind of options, but in that video, there were quite a few like lipsticks that are a little bit far out of the norm. So especially if you're not used to wearing makeup, or if you're not someone who wears a lot of things, then I didn't want to put these in this list of recommendations. I wanted to focus it on brands that I think are a little bit more widely available to most people, and also not the most like outlying things of what could still be a mauve, you could say. I wanted to keep it into a quite a tough bracket. Another lipstick I enjoy like instantly when I think I want to wear a mauve lipstick, this comes to mind for me, It's the Kiko Unlimited Stylo in shade 22. This is, again, a little bit deeper and a little bit warmer than 213, which is why I like it a little bit better. I've got more of a neutral undertone. I can get away with lots of cool tone things, but I can also get away with warm tone things. It's always a bit of a, like, what kind of undertone am I even? But yeah, more like a neutral to cool leaning is sort of where I would put myself on the spectrum, which is why I can get away with all of these things. And it will look mauve on me. But again, it's got that purpliness to it, and it has a little bit more depth. So here's that next Kiko one that I really enjoy. And you can just really see, like, when it comes to mauve tones, I do like it if they have a little bit of a plum to them, usually. Like a plummy, purpley undertone. That's usually what I enjoy. And then just for, like, I could have gone on, because I think in every single formula that I have from Kiko, I have something that could pass as a mauve tone. But I decided to only, like, list my favorites. And the Jelly Stylo in shade 508, here's what the packaging looks like, is another great mauve tone. You can see I've worn this one quite a bit as well. And these, like, formula-wise, I feel like the first one is a true matte. The other one that I showed is more of a, like a satin, you can say. It's got a little bit more of a shine, and then this is more of like a cream formula. So there again, you have different options, but Kiko has so many good things. I just haven't really found a really good mauve in their lip gloss range. That's the one thing that I feel is missing with Kiko. And here is that Jelly Stylo, right? That's what it's called. Jelly Stylo. So that's a little bit more shiny, a little sheer, and that one looks the most like the things I swatched at the beginning. Looking at it, I think it can be a really good replacement for me for Pony. Pony has a bit more brown, but I think that they will have a very similar look to them once on the face. And that leaves me with just a couple of things here. I've got 3 of my favorite MAC lipsticks that I pulled for you, right? Yeah. And then I just want to move on to MAC. MAC does some amazing things that fall within the mauve category. They do every single nuance. Twig is my favorite, but I've actually selected a couple of other things that I think you might enjoy as well. And this is actually quite new to me. I only got it recently, but I used to wear this thing to death. It was expired, so I repurchased it now that they've redone it. And this is Syrup. This is one of their luster glass finish lipsticks. And this is, again, a little bit more sheer, a little bit of that purpley pink, really pretty on the lips. I remember back when I bought this, everybody was going crazy for Patisserie from the Lustreglass line, but that was far too beige for me, and then I found Syrup, and it's like that perfect My Lips But Better kind of shade, so I really enjoy that one. But another love of mine, and this is another repurchase for me, because I used to own this, again, it expired on me, and then I just repurchased it when they redid the range. This is Mehr by MAC. And I used to wear this with Soar lip liner. So I do have Soar lip liner as well to help with that. And here you can see again, like, it's sort of like the matte version of Syrup. So it's just same shade, different formula kind of thing. So if you, I'm not sure if I can get it to catch the light where it is, but Mehr has been a go-to for me. It's, again, a pinky, purpley, it doesn't have too much brown in it. I wouldn't call it a warm tone at all. But it definitely falls into that more pinky purpley mauve, you could say. But now that they're doing these Maximal lipsticks, they do have a lipstick now called Soar. So if you do want it to be a bit more brown toned, you have that option as well. So depending, do I need all 3 of these lipsticks? No, but I bought these to rebuild my MAC lipstick range after having so many of them expire on me, because a lot of those lipsticks were over a decade old, so the lipsticks expire. But here's what Soar looks like, and I'm really happy with this. I still like to wear Mehr lipstick with Soar lip liner. I still like that combo a lot. But Soar lipstick by itself, again, it's a little bit that fall toned option when I was talking about the, what was this one again? I don't remember. Oh, the Matte Icon from Wycon. It's giving that sort of vibe. So I think this was 10 euros. MAC lipsticks are like 25, so that's a really good option as well. If you want something a little bit more like plummy brown leaning, then Soar is that depth. So also if you have a deeper skin tone and you want a mauve lipstick, then looking into Soar can be a good one for giving you that neutral vibe that I get from a lot of these lighter options. This may be good for you if you have a deeper skin tone than mine. And then for a gloss, I really only have one Holy Grail mauve tone gloss, and nothing I've tried in the past has really been able to top it. It's my Fenty Beauty Cream Gloss Bomb in Mauve Wives. This is beautiful. I don't wear this anymore. For a while there, the only thing I would wear gloss-wise was a mauve tone gloss, and that's when I had like a million of them. But this one came out on top every single time, and this is, again, nicely cool toned. It's got a lot of purple running through it. It's closest, I feel, in shade to the Kiko one in the middle. Like, it's sort of like in between these two Kiko lipstick, shade-wise, and this has a thicker formula. It's really nice and creamy on the lips, but it does stay put. It doesn't, like glue your lips together like some glosses can do. So there is that for sure. And then finally, I need to take this off straight away because I do want to do some more swatching for a next video. But here is Custard Mauve by Roman. This is their Dewyful Water Tint. And I traveled with this last year. I took it with me to Japan. I took it with me on several trips so far. And this is really pretty. It's a little bit more pinky toned, but I really like this. It's got a like rosy vibe to it, but definitely the stain, which, let me see if I can show you that, if I take a bit of kitchen roll here, because this stains immediately if I take off most of the product. Oh, I don't think it was on there for long enough, but if you look here, then you can see that the stain of the product is that more like cool tone mauve. So that is definitely something that I'm looking for with these. With stains, I often feel that the stain they leave behind isn't exactly the same as the color as it goes onto your lips very often. So here we have all of my lovely mauve tone lipsticks. There's an entire range here of mauve tones. I feel mauve is one of those like lipstick colors, or mauve, like you can pronounce it in different ways. I always mess up. But when it comes to mauve tones, you can very often just like keep swatching things. And there's so many things that can be a mauve tone, or that brands call mauve tones, and then you look at it as like, is that a mauve tone for me? I'm not entirely sure. So that is definitely why I wanted to do this video and show you some swatches of these side by side. On me, when these goes onto my lips, they all read as a mauve tone on me. They definitely do. Whether they will read as a mauve tone on you, that depends on a lot of different factors, like your natural lip color, your undertone. For me, like now I'm not wearing anything, but you can see I've got quite a bit of purple. I'm only wearing lip balm. I've got quite a lot of purpley blue in my lips quite naturally. So I always feel like whatever lipstick I put on, because of that coolness to my natural lip color, any sort of warmth it's not fully canceled out, but it does influence it. You know what I mean? So I always find that whenever I wear something that has a little bit more peach in it, the peach on it isn't as noticeable because I have quite a lot of purple to play with already. So that kind of like comes through, which is weird. It's taken me years to figure that out, because I was like trying out all these really popular lipstick that everybody was wearing, and you know, everybody was going gaga for like MAC Angel for a while, and then I tried it on and I was like, that doesn't look right. And then I figured out that my natural lip color is just this really bright, almost purpley pink. And I was like, oh wait, that's why. So it kind of like cancels it out. It's like my lips do their own color correction, you could say. So yeah. That definitely sort of alters what lipsticks look like on me very often, I find. So thanks so much for watching today. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. Come back for more. I hope to be able to film some videos for you again tomorrow so that we can have a bit of fun. And then I want to thank you so much. And then I want to thank you so very much for watching today, and then I hope to see you again in a new video. Bye-bye.